Monday Night Raw, the last Raw before the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, and we are coming to you with the general manager, Mick Foley, as he will hopefully address the controversial ending of the #1 contenders match last week between Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins, thanks to the Universal Champion Braun Strowman. So I'm going to begin by stating the obvious problem. Thanks to Braun Strowman, we do not have a clear #1 contender to find out who's going to be facing him at Extreme Rules. But luckily, I sat down with Commissioner Stephanie McMahon and we both agreed that if Braun Strowman didn't want to face one of them, he's going to have to face both of them in a triple threat match at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. I'm getting a little bit tired of Braun Strowman running haywire here on Monday Night Raw, claiming that he is the champion so he could do whatever he wants. Well, Braun Strowman, you are the reigning Universal Champion, yes, but you do not have the right to come out and desiccate the other Raw superstars. So because of that, you have to defend your championship in that triple threat match. So I wish you the best of luck. Well, guys, look at this. This is one man who is not in a good mood after what happened last week on Monday Night Raw. Kevin Owens got powerbombed through that announcement table by the Universal Champion Braun Strowman. And I guess Kevin Owens is coming out here to kind of congratulate Mick Foley for making the decision of putting him in that match. Or maybe Kevin Owens may just have a score to settle and he wants Mick Foley to make that match between himself and Strowman. Kevin Owens is a man who hasn't really been coming into Raw with a lot of momentum, as every single time we saw Owens gain some momentum, he was always put down by either Seth Rollins or Braun Strowman. So now Kevin Owens gonna make his voice heard. Mick, even though I appreciate that you're giving me an opportunity at Strowman, you must be stupid or something for giving Seth Rollins yet another opportunity to defeat Braun Strowman when he is one of the reasons why he couldn't get the job done. If it wasn't for Seth Rollins, I would be the Universal Champion right now. So I don't know why you're giving him another opportunity at that championship that is rightfully mine. And as for Strowman, he put me through that announcement table last week because he thought that he is the man who runs things around this show. Well, I'm going to let you know right now that when I get my opportunity at Braun Strowman, I'm going to destroy him, which is why I wanted a one-on-one match at Extreme Rules for my Universal Championship. But you had to go off and add Seth Rollins into the match because you think it's a good idea. Well, Kevin, Seth Rollins is going to be in that match, so you're just going to have to suck it up. But no worries, because I'm going to give you an opportunity to get your hands on the Universal Champion Braun Strowman when you meet him one-on-one tonight in a singles match. So if I were you, Kevin, I would go to the back and get ready, because you're going to have to deal with the monster among men in the main event tonight. General Manager Mick Foley making a blockbuster main event because tonight on Monday Night Raw, Braun Strowman, Kevin Owens, one-on-one. Well, look what we have back here is this Balor and Lesnar, as these two men are going to implode at Extreme Rules.
Tonight is the night, bright lights, high crowd, yeah, we came to throw down, everybody get loud. Tonight is the night, A-list, can't miss, when we burn it to the ground, everybody get down. Tonight is the night, we stay climbing while our fame kept rising, steady climbing, now we on top. It's not something you get, it's just something we got, cause I don't know if you know we playing or not. Tonight, lights flashing when we step in the place, and you can feel the raw.
Well, guys, welcome to another episode of WWE 2k17 Universe Mode, and it started out with a bang already. So we already know that it's going to be a triple threat match at Extreme Rules for the Universal Championship featuring Braun Strowman, Seth Rollins, and Kevin Owens. So that right there is another blockbuster match to the already stacked card of Extreme Rules. Of course, we have Finn Balor versus Brock Lesnar. As you saw their little altercation before backstage. AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose. And of course, over the week, I'm going to be posting the matches for the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, as well as make a small little video on probably the 3 top matches that people are anticipating to see. So nonetheless, we're going to kick this week off with Monday Night Raw. This is week 4 leading into Extreme Rules. So right now we're going to be having Christian taking on Chris Jericho in a little bit of a rematch, because if you do remember, Christian defeated Chris Jericho to get that match against Rusev, and then Christian went on to defeat Rusev to get the match against Roman Reigns at Extreme Rules. So Chris Jericho looking for some redemption. Will he be able to do it tonight? Brie Bella and Eva Marie have some singles women's action as they're trying to climb up the ranks to see who may be next to face Charlotte if Sasha Banks does not get the job done. The New Day gets a shot at the WWE Raw Tag Team Champions Sheamus and Cesaro. And unfortunately, the New Day were not able to make it that far in the Tag Team title tournament, which we're going to find out the winner tonight between Gallows Anderson and the PTP. So I'm going to get into that in a little bit. But nonetheless, the New Day gets a shot at Cesaro and Sheamus today. So will the New Day be able to defeat the Tag Team Champions? So maybe they will get a future opportunity. The United States Champion Roman Reigns will be in action today against Rusev. Lana will be in his corner. Becky Lynch will be teaming up with Naomi to face Emma and Alexa Bliss. Some good tag team women's action there. And this will be one of our featured matchups today. This is the finals of the Raw Tag Team Championship Tournament. The Primetime Players versus Gallows and Anderson, the Club. Who's going to be facing Cesaro and Sheamus at Extreme Rules for the Tag Team Championships? And of course, we have our main event as Kevin Owens will be challenging the Universal Champion Braun Strowman. So who will get the victory leading into Extreme Rules? So we're going to look at our match card. Christian versus Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho gets the victory over Christian. So maybe Raw General Manager Mick Foley may want to rethink about giving Christian that opportunity. Brie Bella versus Eva Marie. Eva Marie gets a surprising victory over Brie Bella. Could the New Day defeat the Tag Team Champions? They actually do. The New Day starting to rack up on some wins. Well, maybe in the future they'll probably be next in line for a title shot. Reigns versus Rusev. Roman Reigns gets the victory over Rusev. And of course, Lynch and Naomi versus Emma and Alexa Bliss. Emma and Alexa Bliss get the victory over Becky Lynch and Naomi. So this has been a Raw full of upsets. So right now we're going to get to our finals tag team tournament matchup. Gallows and Anderson versus the Primetime Players. Well guys, I know I have become very famous for saying this, but huge stakes on the line right now as the Primetime Players meet Gallows and Anderson. So of course this is the final match of the Raw Tag Team Championship Tournament. The winner of this match will be going to Extreme Rules to face Sheamus and Cesaro. So these two men right now have been living a little bit of a Cinderella story, if you may add, because they defeated Enzo and Cass, and a lot of people didn't feel like the Primetime Players still had it in them. They've been absent as a team for a very long time, just getting back together 2 weeks ago on Monday Night Raw and already securing a victory. Maybe going to Extreme Rules to face the Raw Tag Team Champions. But it ain't going to be an easy road as they have to face these two men right here. Arguably the best team in WWE right now. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the Club. So of course these two men very well known in Japan and NJPW, where they are former 2-time IWGP Tag Team Champions. And they are here right now to make some gold in WWE. So Gallows and Anderson have already said to everybody that the whole tag team locker room is on notice. If you're on SmackDown or Monday Night Raw, Gallows and Anderson will eventually be holding the championships on both brands, as that's what they said before. I wonder if that's going to be the case. So maybe if Gallows and Anderson defeat Sheamus and Cesaro after getting this victory, who knows, maybe they'll decide to go to SmackDown and challenge the Usos for all we know. But Gallows and Anderson are what they say they are. They are mean green making machines. So now Darren Young's going to be starting this match out with Carl Anderson and quickly going for that snap suplex. As you can see a little bit of respect on the face of Darren Young, as he knows who he's in the ring with. He knows that Gallows and Anderson are who they say they are. They are one of the best teams in the world right now. There goes a Michinoku driver there by Darren Young. So the big opportunity for the primetime players. They're not going to let that fall right now. There goes a leg drop by Darren Young. A couple of elbows to the chest of Carl Anderson. That one right there catching the bridge of the nose. So now the primetime players, they have been absent for a very long time. They have not been tag team champions for a very long time. They've never been tag team champions here in Universe mode. So this match is crucial for them. Of course, I think the only drawback of the primetime players is facing a new team like Gallows and Anderson. Even though they have been around for a long time, they've been in WWE for a relatively short time. So Gallows and Anderson are for real. They're just making their mark here on the Raw roster. And the primetime players trying to add some veteranism to that lineup. And there goes a German suplex there to Big Luke Gallows. So Monday Night Raw already starting out in a bang as Mick Foley making that monumental announcement. Triple threat match at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view for the Universal Championship. Strowman, Owens, and Rollins. And how about our main event for tonight as Kevin Owens meets Braun Strowman one-on-one. So going back to this match, we have Titus O'Neil tossing around Luke Gallows. One thing that you're going to notice about these two teams is that they both have technical superstars and they both have powerhouses. The two powerhouses of the team, and Gallows and O'Neil, they're in the ring right now just towing it out. But I think Gallows is going to introduce Anderson very quickly, as Gallows was hit with a couple of devastating maneuvers. Now Titus O'Neil trying to go after Carl Anderson, and look at that. Carl Anderson delivering a DDT on Titus O'Neil, sending him inside out, and using the boot to just rake the face of Titus O'Neil. So Gallows and Anderson earlier on pretty much saying that the hardest part of this tournament is over, as I think they felt like the New Day were the biggest threats in this tournament, and they felt like Enzo and Cass and the primetime players were just kind of a footnote. So this match right here is going to prove if what Gallows and Anderson are saying are right. But right as of right now, Titus O'Neil doing a really good job holding down the Big Luke Gallows. Gallows and Anderson are very confident going into this match, as they got a victory over former 384-day tag team champions in the New Day. Of course, that is the numbers from the real WWE. Is hold that thought, as I think Anderson going for the boot of doom, and he nails it with perfection. Titus O'Neil is down. Darren Young is nowhere to be seen. Gallows is going after him, but Titus O'Neil kicks out at 2.5. That boot of doom catching Titus O'Neil right on the side of the head. That was ugly. I think honestly, if Gallows and Anderson would have went for that magic killer, that would have been it. Gallows and Anderson putting on a clinic right now, and there goes the neck breaker there on Titus O'Neil to add some more damage to that head. But now Titus O'Neil not going to take that line down, as he's going to continue delivering the offense to Carl Anderson for as long as he needs. I think Titus O'Neil should really recommend tagging in Darren Young. But what about that power bomb from Titus O'Neil? The one thing about Titus O'Neil is he's a very big man. I mean, looks may be deceiving. There's a lot of big men here in WWE. Titus O'Neil is definitely running with the best of them right there. As now I think Titus O'Neil may have been thinking Clash of the Titus, but now Carl Anderson quickly getting back into this as he grabs Titus O'Neil, picks him up, and drops him down with a brain buster. That right there is gonna hurt. I'm surprised that Titus O'Neil's still running, but that right there may stop him in his tracks. That boot of doom right to the side of the head again, but this time he did not need the assistance of Luke Gallows. And now Titus O'Neil trying to crawl to his corner. He knows he needs to tag in Darren Young. But right now, Titus O'Neil having a hard time getting to his partner, as right now Gallows and Anderson just dissecting Titus O'Neil is now, I think they're going for the magic killer and nails it. Gallows now going for the cover, picking up the pieces of Titus O'Neil. Will Darren Young get there? No, he would not. Gallows and Anderson are going to Extreme Rules. Titus O'Neil just had nothing left in him as he got hit with that boot of doom earlier on, as we saw right there. Titus O'Neil had nothing left after that. That was the beginning of the end. The Magic Killer stopping Titus O'Neil in his tracks. It's Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson dominant in this match. This was an absolute execution of tag team wrestling by Gallows and Anderson, and they have stamped their way into the Extreme Rules pay-per-view as they were going to be going 2-on-2 against Sheamus and Cesaro. And I think Darren Young was literally just an inch off of breaking up that cover, but at the end of the day, Gallows and Anderson are leaving with the victory. So there you have it. The club is going to Extreme Rules to face Sheamus and Cesaro for the titles. But will Kevin Owens get the upset victory over Braun Strowman? We will find out right now. Hey Finn, I saw what happened out there last week, and I really don't want you to get hurt this Sunday. So please take my advice and just cancel the match with Lesnar. It is a big fight field here tonight on Monday Night Raw as Kevin Owens gets an opportunity to get some redemption against the Universal Champion Braun Strowman. So Kevin Owens coming out earlier on tonight saying that he's not happy that Mick Foley included Rollins into that triple threat match. And honestly, Kevin Owens doesn't really deserve to be in that match, if I do have to say so for myself, because Kevin Owens has pretty much been on a losing streak ever since that fatal four-way match in the beginning of Universe mode. But nonetheless, Kevin Owens finds himself getting an opportunity, and I feel like Owens may have a chance now. He's realized what he's going to have to do to defeat Strowman, to defeat Rollins. He's going to have to be the man that he's always been, willing to fight. So now KO has to try to keep himself uninjured going into Extreme Rules, which is why I don't understand why Kevin Owens wanted Braun Strowman one-on-one, but he wanted Braun Strowman one-on-one for the title at Extreme Rules. Mick Foley responding by giving him Strowman tonight on Monday Night Raw. So now here comes the reckless Universal Champion. Here comes Braun Strowman. So this man last week destroying Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens as he hit Seth Rollins with that Yokozuna cutter in the middle of the ring, and then following that, Braun Strowman nailing Kevin Owens with a powerbomb through the announcement table. So Kevin Owens is very familiar with how dominant Braun Strowman can be. So Strowman obviously is not fazed about having that title match at Extreme Rules. Strowman believes that he could destroy anybody on the Raw roster, and you can't really argue with Braun. This man is as impressive as it gets. So now Strowman into that ring, holding up that Universal Championship. That right there is the man here on Monday Night Raw to beat. So now KO, if he could get a one-on-one victory against Braun Strowman, that right there is definitely going to boost his confidence. So now Strowman looks ready. This mountain of a man, the monster among men in Braun Strowman. But now Kevin Owens not waiting. He's going to start with the offense as fast as possible. He knows that the only way he's going to defeat Strowman tonight is if he keeps him down. So Kevin Owens stomping away onto the spine of the Universal Champion. There goes, running senton there. Strowman in trouble already. Well, Braun Strowman last week proved that he was very dominant, but Kevin Owens trying to prove that he's more dominant tonight. You guys have to look at the size of this Universal Champion, picking up Owens with ease and then just dropping him to the mat. So now Braun Strowman starting to slowly dissect Kevin Owens. That right there is normally the game plan from the Universal Champion, is to allow the opposition to get some offense in, just so they could tire themselves out. So the slower Braun Strowman could completely prey on them without them having much of a fight. So now I think honestly that's a perfect strategy by Braun Strowman, as you can see executing right now. One hell of a beatdown on KO. Is now Kevin Owens tossing Braun Strowman across the ropes, and there goes, oh my god, Kevin Owens grabbing the ponytail of Strowman, driving him into the ring. And that right there was a little unorthodox by Kevin Owens, but it works. It gets the job done, and that's all Kevin Owens wants to do. He wants to get that victory over Braun Strowman to kind of halt the momentum of the Universal Champion, and as well as create some newfound momentum for himself. But Strowman quickly turns the match back into his favor. That's the scary part about Braun Strowman. He has the power to turn the whole entire match in his favor just like that in a snap. So Kevin Owens needs to kind of stick and move when it comes to hitting Braun Strowman. He does not want to trade blows with the Universal Champion. Now Strowman grabs the arm of Kevin Owens and is now going to pick up KO from the back. He's going to drive him down. There it goes. A back suplex STO with authority. Braun Strowman doing a really good job keeping Kevin Owens from hitting anything major. This Kevin Owens looked like he was going for that clothesline. Braun Strowman luckily able to evade. I think Kevin Owens was still trying to find his way in that ring. He's been hit with bombs so far, as now Strowman picks up Owens, drives him down with the snake eyes, and Braun Strowman with the spine buster. The Universal Champion just very impressive right now. He's destroying Kevin Owens. Braun Strowman proving that he is a very intimidating Universal Champion. A lot of people kind of get under Braun Strowman's skin, as they were saying that he got lucky in that fatal four-way match, that he should not have been the man to win that match. But right now, how he's destroying Kevin Owens, it's kind of hard to argue with that victory. Braun Strowman is getting the job done. As now here goes Strowman putting Kevin Owens in that Boston Crab, as I thought Kevin Owens was tapped out right there, but instead he used the legs to get out of that. And Braun Strowman just like that, coming right back in his match. As now Strowman picks up Owens, but now Kevin Owens, there goes a European uppercut to the Universal Champion, and there right there was a neck breaker right onto the knee. You guys probably didn't see that because the stupid referee was in the way, but there goes Kevin Owens with a cover on Strowman, but Strowman kicks out with authority. And now Kevin Owens trying to keep Braun Strowman down, delivering everything he can. There goes another neck breaker to the Universal Champion, as now Kevin Owens may have found the weakness in the monster of a man. But Strowman, did you see the quickness of Braun Strowman moving out of the way? There goes a Russian leg sweep to Kevin Owens. Now Strowman picks up Owens, but Kevin Owens responds with a clothesline. So this has been a pretty even matchup. Braun Strowman destroyed Kevin Owens in the beginning of this match, but now Kevin Owens starting to pick up some momentum. There goes a kick right to the chest. And now what is Kevin Owens doing here? I think he's going for a weapon, but there is DQ in this match. And there goes Kevin Owens using that sledgehammer to get the better of Braun Strowman. This match ends in a disqualification. Well, look at this. Rollins now coming after Owens. There goes a knee. And just like that, Seth Rollins trying to finish off what he started last week. He's going right after Kevin Owens full throttle. And now look at this. Seth Rollins. There goes a super kick onto KO. And Kevin Owens may be out of it. Seth Rollins having the last laugh tonight on Monday Night Raw. Then he disposes of Kevin Owens. Wait a minute. Rollins now eyeing the Universal Champion Strowman. Oh my God! Suicide dive to the Universal Champion. Well, Rollins taking out Strowman with that suicide dive. I don't think he's done there. As now, look at this. Seth Rollins maybe going for the pedigree on the big man. Pedigree on Strowman. Seth Rollins just taking out the Universal Champion and Kevin Owens 1 week before the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Well, guys, that is it right there. Will Seth Rollins be the new Universal Champion come the Extreme Rules pay-per-view? This is the first time that I've ever seen Braun Strowman sterilized and defeated. Will Rollins be the one to walk out with the gold, or will it be Kevin Owens, or will the monster among men retain yet again? Well, this right here is another episode of WWE 2k17 Universe Mode. My name is Kaisah Wrestling, and the next time we're going to be seeing you is on SmackDown Live. So the Extreme Rules pay-per-view is coming very close. I'm thinking probably mid next week is when we're going to be recording Extreme Rules. So don't forget, Extreme Rules will be live streamed. At least the pre-show will be live streamed. The actual card will be recorded and edited. So that right there is it for you. As always, leave a comment in the comment box, leave a like in the description, and let us know what's on your mind. Who do you think is going to win the Universal Championship in that triple threat match? So like always, have a great day and take care.